Hi, I'm Chrome Salvatera.
And I'm Nick Chia. Welcome to the Marketing Summarized video series where you can get the best insights into all things marketing, business, and having a good working life. In today's topic, we're going to talk about whether you should work with a digital marketing agency or hire an in-house team. Now, you already know that to grow your business in this modern age, you need to employ digital marketing. But some businesses are weighing up working with an agency versus building their own in-house team.
That's one of those topics that I get asked a lot because a lot of businesses usually have a marketing team, but they don't have a digital marketing team, which is arguably one of the fastest, the fastest one segments in the marketing plethora that is rising very quickly. In fact, I think it's taking a lot of dollars and budgets from traditional marketing channels such as TV, radio, even print media, newspapers and magazines. To be honest, I can't even remember the last time I bought a magazine or a newspaper. I'm just on my phone or on my computer. That's how I get my my news and my information.
I'm exactly the same. I used to be an avid magazine subscriber, but I think it must have been about 6, 7 years since I purchased my last magazine. It's been a while.
It's been a while. And it's funny because the magazine and the newspaper form became digital anyway. If you look at websites, you have your homepage, you have your about us page or service page. I mean, we even call them a page, put it that way. You know what I mean? So the traditional marketing methods or channels became digital. So the typical question is, should I hire an agency or should just hire a marketer?
Yes. Well, there are obviously pros and cons for both scenarios, and that's what we're going to discuss today because,
Yeah.
It's horses for courses, right? So different businesses will require a different solution. So let's talk about the pros and cons of the both solutions and see which one suits you best.
Okay, sounds good.
So let me start with stating some of the obvious pros for an in-house team. Well, these people are going to eat, breathe, and live your brand. So that means all of their time is dedicated to working solely for you. And of course, that means they'll develop a very deep understanding of your brand, probably a bit quicker, I would say, than an agency can. It's not to say the agency is far behind, but definitely, it cannot compare to someone who's working full-time at your office.
And this is the thing. Okay, we speak to a lot of small businesses to medium-sized businesses, right? Yes, and I've also spoken to big enterprise businesses. But let's start with the small and medium for now. Let's start with a small business. So finally, after a few years of, struggle and growth, they'll probably start thinking, okay, we need marketing now. Okay, the sales probably plateaued, you know what I mean? And they are ready, the business is ready, operational and all that kind of stuff is ready to get new customers. But, there's a but, right? Where are they coming from? You know what I mean? Where are they gonna come from? And this is the thing, people, businesses in the past will go straight to sales, right? I know a business owner. He's a small business owner. He pretty much works by himself. And what he does, he buys leads. Yeah, I don't know where the leads come from or how genuine or good are the quality of the leads. So he will buy them and call them, every single one of them. So to him, that is a warm audience. It's not. That's pretty much, it's just pretty much segmented for a segmented form of picking up the, I don't know if you remember this, the yellow pages, and just putting a business there and calling them, putting a business there and calling it. It's pretty much the same.
It's still as cold as calls come.
Yes, correct.
They're targeting a particular audience. That's all it is. The audience is not familiar with the brand. The audience has never heard of you. The audience was not expecting your call.
That's right. So it's still cold. They probably don't know you from a bar or so. That's for small businesses. If you have a medium or enterprise businesses and your business has a brand, and what do I mean by that? Just by uttering your name. I'll give you an example. I used to work for this company. That's why I'm going to use this example. Lego. Immediately you know what it is, right? Or Transformers, or Star Wars, or JB Hi-Fi. Those are the brands that I worked with before, and immediately people know what it is and what do they do, right? However, if you're a small business, you say your name, and people will still ask, okay, what's that for? So that's the beginning part of it, and so they would probably go sales. They'll start calling. The problem is they don't know people that they're calling. Who are you? If you Google us, sorry, I don't have time to Google you. Bye-bye. That happens a lot, right? So let's say they did the right thing, as in chronological order. Yeah, they did marketing first. They set up a website and they got their brand across, right? So when that brand is there, at least you have some form of recognition. Does it make sense? So now they go, okay, we have a brand. It's starting to get there. We have a website. Our Facebook is on. Maybe if the segment or the business is the right one, it's also in LinkedIn. By the way, for example, businesses such as a corner store probably doesn't need to be in LinkedIn. Yeah. Or, but if you are let's say a firm or a law firm or a real estate agent, or you want to go intercity with your business, you need to be in LinkedIn. Yeah. So that's the reason I'm saying this. So the LinkedIn is there, and maybe even their YouTube, they have some videos and some content that's already right. So what they will do now is go, okay, we need a marketing person that can do all of this, right? And we will only pay that person. Our budget is, oh man, it's a small business, so they'll probably go, okay, we got a spare
70,000, 80,000.
Yeah, we have a spare $55,000 to $70,000, right? But they need to know SEO, they need to do PPC, they need to know social media, both community management, which is posting and answering questions, and also advertising. Oh, they also need to know CRO, which is conversion rate optimization. Oh, they also need to know how to code. Oh, they also need a bachelor's degree and in marketing. Guess what?
Yep.
You won't find that person.
Correct. So that is actually the single biggest challenge I think most people will have when trying to do it in-house, because the things you mentioned, let's systematically go through it. So what does digital marketing involve? There's so many components. So that's the strategy component, where you need marketing expertise. When you actually have the advertisements, you need to know how to build the campaign properly. Whichever platform it is, it could be in Google, it could be in Facebook. So you need some technical proficiency there. Your ad has to be eye-catching. So
It has to be
creativity is
good,
required.
otherwise we'll just be ignored. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
absolutely. There's so many ads online, so it has to be really good. Copywriting, you need a wordsmith. Yeah, a lot of people can write, but there's a difference between writing that people read and writing that converts into a sale.
Yes.
There's community management that requires customer service skills. What if you get a nasty comment on one of your ads? How do you handle it? Experience. When you have the experience, when you've been working in this for a long time, you kind of know what conversion rates you should be targeting. Otherwise, you're collecting all this data on Facebook. You know how much you're spending, you know how much you are getting back out of it. But is that the industry standard? Are you way ahead or are you way behind? You don't know without the experience. And specialist knowledge as well, because you might hire someone who's good at SEO, but they might know jack about social media advertising and the other way around too, right? So just because there's that many roles to be fulfilled, and each one is a specialist role, I think it's unrealistic to expect the one person you hire to know all of that. Basically, it's just not going to be possible.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been hired to do such roles in the past, right? And I'll tell you what, the first thing I did is reach out to agencies to help me, because I couldn't do it by myself. Like, yeah, I have some knowledge, I have some experience. This is like, I don't know, 10 years ago, right? But I needed help. I needed
Yeah.
help. Even the big enterprise, they have a full marketing team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still would reach out to agencies
Mm-hmm.
to do a lot of their work, right? And an advantage of an agency is you're hiring a team. Well, a freelancer is a different story. That's a one-man band, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking about an agency. We're talking about, there is account managers, there are strategists, there are people that are technical. They know how to do SEO properly. And by the way, SEO is not easy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, they also do Facebook, and Facebook, on a technical point of view, could be easier, but because there are so many variables and so much parts of it,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably, I quote one of my uh, uh, SEO friends and colleague that I highly, highly respect, said, too many variables, too many parts, too hard. SEO is easier. We can argue about that until the end, the cows come home. So those are the things we need to think about. So let's go back again to the small business owner who goes, all right, I only have $70,000, let's say, and that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of money for a business owner, right?
Yep.
Especially if you're in that size. Yeah. So do you hire an agency? Excuse me, right? Or do you hire someone? They go, okay, let's hire someone. Let's just go there. Let's go to that point. Okay. That person is probably, very junior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably just finished university, or they're
Couple of
training.
years experience, possibly.
Yeah, they're probably, yeah, they're probably on the marketing executive level.
Mm-hmm.
So in case you want to know, in the corporate world, it's a marketing executive, there's a marketing, then you got the managers, and then you have the directors, and then you got
Mm-hmm.
chiefs on top. Normally that's the progression, even from executive level, there will be a product manager, the brand manager, and then on top of that is the marketing manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
So normally that's the sequence. And as a marketer, I don't know, I went through every single one of those positions before I got to where I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with around 70K, you'll be lucky to get, yeah, you'll be lucky to get um, a person that has a 5 years worth of experience, yeah,
Yep. Yep.
and it will even be, uh, extra luckier, if that's even a word, extra luckier, you know what I mean? Even more lucky, should I say, if that person has 5 years worth of experience and 5 years worth of experience in digital marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. That's true.
They know how to manage the website. They know how to put an ad together. They know how to write, and then they know how to write emails. They know how to do workflows and CRM automation. You'd be very, very, very lucky to get one.
Mm.
And by the way, whoever's listening to this, if you get one of those, oh my God, treat them so well. Treat them really, really well. And help them grow, because that is a gold nugget as far
Mhm.
as resources and staff members are concerned. You know what I mean?
Correct, correct. But you are on the topic of cost. It doesn't stop there. So you've got the 70,000 salary for that
Yeah.
person. But what about the cost of software? I
Yes.
mean, our software subscription bills come to between $8,000 to $10,000 a year by the time we factor everything in. So you've got to get the same level of software if you want to produce that quality of work. And then you have superannuation, you have taxes, you have insurance, the heaps of other costs. So
That's right.
before you know it, you're looking at $85,000 to have that one person working in-house for you.
And I
Now,
hope to God they know how to use the tools.
that's right.
You
That's
know what
right.
I mean?
All of them.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, if you contrast that now, let's have a look at what 80,000 buys you in the agency world. Okay. The answer is heaps. because because we've got a team sitting here. We've got copywriters, graphic designers, we've got Facebook specialists, we have SEO specialists, we have Google AdWords specialists,
Mhm.
right? We've got the sales consultants who understand how to basically get the correct brief out of the client so that we understand what the client wants and can deliver. And all that can be had for as little as 24,000 per year. in some cases.
Give and take on one service. Yeah.
Yeah, it can go higher, of course. It depends on the level of service you want, but honestly, it starts from $24,000 a year. And at $24,000 a year, that already surpasses whatever, I don't care who it is, that will surpass whatever a single employee can do. You get a whole team of experts. There's just no comparison. It's an unfair comparison. At 80,000, you will be so well serviced, it would be the equivalent of you having your own team, right? At 80,000 per year. Now, if you had your own team, you're going to need at least one marketing manager, a digital marketing manager. You're going to need a creative person, and then you're going to need a technical person. Okay, let's say it's 130,000 for the marketing manager and 60,000 for the other two, each for the other two employees. So that's 130 and 120. That's $250,000. Again, you could have purchased that for 80,000 a year instead of $250,000 a year. And again, that's before you factor in the software cost and all the additional costs. So in terms of bang for your buck,
spend on that.
Oh yeah, of course. So in terms of bang for your buck, there really is no comparison. But having said that, there is still a case to have your own in-house team simply because of the amount of hours they can dedicate to your job. So if you are a very, very large company with with a lot of followers and you're constantly getting comments left on your Facebook page and other things that you post, you're going to need to manage that 24/7. An in-house team would fit the bill in that scenario.
That's right. And
again, you might want to supplement that with an agency, as you yourself have done in the past when you were in such a role.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When I was one of the first or the main employees in these back ages ago, when I was one of the main employees in the marketing team, right? So there's a marketing strategy, an overarching marketing strategy, right? And you need to hit your targets. You need to hit your objectives, right? So you need to hire an executive. An executive is normally overarching, and you need to hire a digital guy who can do, let's say, SEO. You need another social media person, and you need another PPC person, and then you need to get a content writer. So the SEOs help, and also your stories are being told and what you can do the best. So normally that's the case, and then you look at your marketing budget, you go, I don't have any, or I don't have a lot, right? So what I would normally do is I pick up the phone and I call the marketing agencies I know that are good. So the trick is it has to be good. Yeah, it has to be good. And I will we'll hire them to do a function of the marketing or the digital marketing part, right? And I will run with them, until we start getting some let's say good results. Mind you, what I said is I will run with them until we get good results. And when the good results starts to come in, we'll scale that. Let's say, let's use Facebook advertising, right? You start here, and then that gets better and better and better. So, okay, we're now maxed, or you can't really max, but you've optimized the campaigns, and the strategy in the campaigns that we now know that this style or this technique of campaigns is the way to go, right? So one of the ways to get more of that is to scale up, right? So you add more money in it. Let's say your cost per result is $30, right? And you were spending $3,000 on it, right? So you probably get 100 leads. Yeah. So what if you need 200 leads, right? So you need to spend, let's say, $6,000 in there to get 200 leads, and so on and so forth. It goes up and goes up and goes up, right? So what happens now is what I just described there is you got the technique, you got the style, you got the campaign, you got the build, you have the process and systems, right? That is, okay, it's working now, right? And if the cost, and I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot here, if the cost of that agency is now give and take $70,000, $80,000, which is equivalent to the full-timer, that's when you probably hire that. And normally you made enough revenue, yeah, to increase the marketing budget or the particular budget for that resource.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's what I normally do. So I'll go back to what I said. I need functions in my team, right? So I need to build a team around me to get the overarching marketing strategy happening, right? I need these roles and parts. I would not go and hire them immediately. I would start with an agency, come up with a system, come up with a process, find out the nitty gritty and how things are done,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when that is working, because what happens is the higher or more busy or more services you need, normally the agency will charge more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is fair because you're taking more of the time. They probably have they're probably paying for man hours. You're probably taking a lot of the managers and the directors' time. You're paying an agency for their time and their skills and their experience, of course, right? So when the cost of an agency meets the cost of hiring someone, right? That's when you need to think, okay, maybe now it's time to hire someone. So by that stage, right, you now have the process on how to do things.
Mm-hmm.
You now have a system on how to do things. So when you hire someone fresh, and hopefully hope to God that you hire someone good as the agency, right? They can take over from them and they're not reinventing everything. It's literally, here it is. It's working, it's presenting. I even do this. I would hire someone to work with the agency and get them to work together for a good 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So that new staff member will know the systems and even the seasonality of things. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
literally just learning from the agency how they do things.
Yeah.
Right. And guess what? I'm gonna be honest here. A lot of digital agencies, when they build something, it's pretty much in their own code. They have their own names. They have their own terms. So if you hire someone and you got rid of the agency immediately, that person needs to figure out what the agency did. So that overlap is necessary, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they work together, okay, that person now can manage the agency. And when that person that you hired said, you know what, I can do this by myself now.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you probably need to, okay, it's time for the agency to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to smooth a transitional
It
period,
moves
a handover
transition.
process.
Correct. So to me, for me, sorry, start again. For me, if I have that choice, I will start with an agency. Yeah. And when you have enough revenue, yeah, and you have your systems and you have it's solid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's when you go, let me hire this person now, so they can dedicate 8 hours a day or whatever the 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 business model is. Yeah. So they can dedicate them all their time to the business and to the brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And make sure that they are not going in there and this, oh my God, what am I doing? You don't want that. You don't want that, right?
Yeah.
And I've been in jobs where, congratulations, Cromwell, you're hired. Here's a job. See you later. That's very scary. So
Yeah.
so I'll say it again for the third time: hire an agency first, get it right, then
Mm-hmm.
hire a full timer, and then get them to work. And then if that full timer is ready, that's when you let go of the agency.
Very good advice.
Yeah.
So there you have it. One of the best ways to handle the agency versus in-house team issue. So
Yes.
a
Yes.
combination of both is the answer with a transitional period.
Yeah. And I just want to add a couple of things that I've been thinking about this, right? When do you need an agency? Let's go and rewind it even more. Rewind, right? Or scroll back. When do you really need an agency, right? If you are a business and yes, you have revenue because you need to pay the agency, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to go, okay, why should I hire an agency? I'll tell you some points. Well, look at your sales, right? Are you getting new customers? Yeah. Remember that this description I said before, is your brand well known? Do people know you? You're right. Like I use the word Lego. As soon as you go Lego, yep, it's a toy. It's fun. I used to play as a kid. My great, so not my great. My grandfather played it as a kid. All that kind of stuff. It's been around for for a long time. So if your brand is not there yet, well, you need to market your brand. You need to make sure everybody knows your brand, right? So if you don't know brand marketing, well, hire someone
who does.
who does, right? Because the business owner's job is to grow the business, right? I myself, you know this, Nick. As far as accounting is concerned, I hire accountants because that's not my forte. Even though I know it, I'm not the best in accounting. You know
Your time is better spent doing what you're really good at.
Correct. And so look at that. You know what I mean? Look at your sales. Has it plateaued? Are you growing? You know what I mean? Or the other one is a classic one is, I hear this a lot from business owners. They go, "Oh yeah, I can write blogs. Yeah, I can do SEO. I can write the content. Yeah." So and my reply, well, so if we come up with the keyword research or the best keywords or topics for you and hand it to you, can you do 3 blogs in 2 weeks? The first answer is yes. Yeah. So, okay, cool. And by the way, some business owners and marketing managers, have delivered. Yeah. But majority, I call them again in a week. Oh, by the way, the content, we're going to create the blog in their website now so we can index it and optimize it, all that kind of stuff. And so we can put traffic into it. Is the blog ready? Or the article ready? Most of the time, the answer is, man, call me back. You know what I mean?
It's not as easy as it sounds.
It's not easy. It's not easy because the business owner or the one in charge who's writing the blog don't want to say that they can't write it. But what they're actually trying to say is, I can write it, but I don't have the time to write it. You know what I mean? And that's when you need to articulate, as we work, you and I, Nick, we've done this thousands of times. Okay, I would ask, do you have time for this? Instead of can you write this? It's like, do you have time to write this? Right? And most likely they'll probably say no. You know? And a lot of business owners just don't want to do marketing. They're good at sales. They know how to do the services. I'll give you an example. We worked with builders, right? And they just want leads, man, that they can give a quote to and do the job for. But if I ask them to write a 1,200 word, article, probably gonna say no, and they're probably gonna go, Cromwell, that's your job. You know what I mean? So that's one of them. The other one is and I might hit some funny or whoever's watching this. I'm sorry if I hit a nerve here. Your marketing is wrong. I'm sorry.
The strategy.
The strategy is wrong. You're going in the wrong direction, right? One of the benefits of hiring an agency is we are doing marketing 24/7, right? If we are not in the office or at home or wherever we're working, we're thinking of clients, right? And we also have a plethora of clients. In my career, I'm not trying to impress anyone here. I'm just impressing this upon you. I've worked with about 130 accounts, give and take.
And 160 on my side, thereabouts. So that's 300 between us.
Between us, right? And that's pay, that's community, that's a lot of things. Different businesses. Some businesses will have 4 different accounts: PPC, SEO, social, community, and they also have email. Like just one business has 4 different, things that you need to work for. So we can see an overall trend in what's happening in the market. You know what I mean? Let's give you an example. In the health and fitness sector, right? The amount of people going, Chrome, I need with my marketing, I think I need to do influencer marketing. And I'm going, why? It's like, Oh, because I need to show my brand out there and do this. And my response would be, oh yeah, we've done martial arts schools. We've done personal fitness businesses. They're small, but they're still growing. You know what I mean? Maybe we can help you because we've done it in the past. And they go, oh, okay, sweet. That means I just took off that plate of work from them so they can focus on what they do best, which is to run their services and their business. You know what I mean? I'll give another example as well. There was an update in Facebook. Was that November, give and take? Yeah. And we saw that in so many of our accounts, right? And we literally went, okay, this is happening now. So we called our clients and we say, hey, this is what's happening. Yeah. By the way, Facebook is doing this. By the way, Google is doing this. By the way, LinkedIn is going to do this. Also, this is the latest feature in Facebook. You know what I mean? Maybe we need to do something about this. If you hire someone just by a marketer or one person in your company in-house, they're probably going to miss that.
Just and because of the amount of stuff on their plate.
Correct. And not only that, they go, oh, you know, as a marketer working in-house before, I'll go, I wonder how our competitors are doing. You know what I mean? Are they going through the same issues as we are? Or is it Facebook, or is it just me? You know what I mean? Without naming names, I would, if I see some anomalies in the system, I'll be on the phone to my peers. And when I say peers, they're in different agencies, but we worked in the past, different cities, different countries even, right? And I will go, hey, can you see this happening? And they'll check their system. Oh yeah, this is happening to us. I think this is the way to fix that and that. You know what I mean? And so once again, you have not only an agency that has all these multiple accounts and multiple experiences, but they also have peers outside the agency because they've been there, done that, and they're doing it still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a big advantage again. You know what I mean? And I'll give you another one. And I know this is getting, I've been thinking about this for a while. So if your business, your results from marketing is hit and miss, you know, what do I mean by hit and miss? Okay. Let's say last Christmas you did X, this Christmas you did Y. Okay. That could be a seasonality. That could be a year-on-year thing, especially with COVID. What if this Christmas you did this, and this Christmas you did this, and this Christmas is like that? Okay, there's something wrong there. You know what I mean? You can't even go, okay, last year this happened, because there are patterns. You know what I mean? There are patterns, you know what I mean, that you can see. And when your marketing result is hit and miss, right? And especially if your staff member or the person in charge of the marketing said, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. You know what I mean? That's a red flag. That's a red flag. You know what I mean? And if you are the business owner and you did that, you know, instead of servicing your clients, which is what you normally are good at, you just don't know. It's like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on here. You don't want that extra anxiety. You don't want that extra stress on your plate. You know what I mean? Because your customers will feel that. You know what I mean? So yeah. So those are just a few of the things that I've been hitting. And last but not the least, by the way, when you're gonna love this, when I was doing a lot of lead gen for myself, right? This is in the beginning, right? In early days. When I don't get leads, it's my fault. But if I don't get leads and I hired an agency, you can go, hey, you promised me leads. You know what I mean? Where are my leads? You know what I mean? So you'll get that. You know, you will get that. And then if that person of that agency, should I say, said, oh, I'm sorry, it didn't work. Well, you as a business owner have the opportunity to let go of that agency and get a new one that can. But if you did it, you did the lead generation yourself, let's say, well, you can't really fire yourself, can you? You know what I mean? So it takes a bit of courage to accept that, you know, especially if the business owner did it by him or herself, and it went to a level that is good, yeah, or decent level where you're getting work,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden it stops, and that's it. You can't,
and you don't know why,
and you don't
figure
know
out
why.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's when you hire an agency, yeah, and let the agency do their work. Work with the agency. Oh, and by the way, avoid jumping agencies, jumping and jumping and jumping. If it doesn't work, no, as in truly work with them. You know, they should have an answer when things don't work. Yeah, and if they don't have an answer, they treat you like an idiot. Well, go. That's when you move.
yeah,
If you feel like, oh, I paid this guy or this agency, and they won't even respond to me, they won't even give me a report. That's when you need to move. But if there's a bad thing and then you jump to the next one, that means you have to learn how to work with that agency again. Something bad, you move to the next one. You're just jumping agencies. Like an employee, you can't keep on firing people. You need to grow with them, right?
yeah.
Don't jump agencies. That's my only tip on that
Correct.
one.
And the
So
agencies won't see the pattern of what's
they
causing the
won't
issue anyway
learn.
if you keep changing. Yeah.
So just to summarize everything that we talked about here. Okay, hire an agency, learn how to get things right. Make sure the leads are coming in, the sales and revenue are coming in. Okay, and then when they go to a level, yeah, that they're expensive now, or you can just on the same level as hiring someone. That's when you go, okay, yeah, and get them to work together. But because that this happened to me too. The purpose was to, okay, the agency was costing a lot of money now. So I hired someone full-time to take on that part of the marketing function, right? And it boomed because the agency actually worked well with the staff member. What do you do there? Guess what I did? I kept both of them.
It's working.
It's working. It's working.
Why kill it?
Yeah, the revenue's coming in. It's not costing money because the results, the revenue, the income is coming in that is actually substantially better. You know what I mean? Now you can, it doesn't cost you money. It's actually giving you profit. You
Paying
keep
for
both
itself
of them.
and more. Yeah.
Correct. So then you have a business case to keep that. And I have done that. You know what I mean? So yeah, so those are my thoughts on why hire an agency.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Karam, and thank you very much for watching as well. We hope the information will help you make a good decision on where to start and how to proceed, and how to make sure that your business grows in the direction you want it to. Once again, thank you for watching us. I'm Nick Chia.
And I'm Crom Salvatera.
If you like watching the videos, please do subscribe to us, and we'll catch you again at the next episode. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day.